Yeah. All right, ladies. So we're gonna get started on our backs, but we're gonna use our blocks tonight. So go ahead and grab your blocks. If you have two of them, great, or if you just have a blanket, we're gonna use the blanket down the spine. So we're gonna bring one block to that medium setting, to the medium setting, and then the other block is gonna be at the lowest setting. And that one's gonna be where we're gonna put our shoulder blades. The base of our shoulder blades are gonna be at the bottom of the block. So then your heart can be open, and then you can let the head rest on the other block that's higher. So you get to experiment here. So you can then bring your arms out to the side into the letter T to really open that heart space. You can keep your legs bent if that feels best for the low back, but also maybe you want to experiment with lengthening out the legs. And you'll start to see how that feels. And if you want to do a little bit of work, because a lot of us lean forward or looking down at our phones, maybe it's a book, but looking down at our phones, most likely. Maybe you want to just release that neck. You can remove that block that's behind the head and just let the back of the head fall off so that we're getting some release through the cervical spine. So then the back of the head is maybe resting on that other block there. So if that feels good, then go ahead and do that. And if not, put the block back. So now just start to feel your body land in space on the mat, on the earth, in this place. And as you feel your body land, just start to feel that opening through the heart as you feel the rhythm of your breath moving in and moving out. Just start to feel the rise and the fall. The inhale as you're receiving and the exhale as you're giving. And then noticing where that subtle pause in between the inhale and the exhale and the exhale and the inhale. Just begin at your feet and begin to stand your body up to the crown of your head. Just take your time and slowly begin to scan up. And maybe as you take a full deep breath, let the breath go all the way down to the toes and then begin to scan your body. Travel up the legs. Travel through the hips. You feel your hips on the earth, start to feel your tailbone plugging into the earth. As you feel everything starting to soften down to the earth, you feel your tailbone rooting in, just breathing in from the earth beneath you through your tailbone, through your seat bones, as if it's like a three-pronged plug pulling you into the earth below. So now let that breath move up the spine, moving on up. And let it pause once you get to the heart space and just bringing the awareness to the heart space. Just feel the ebb and flow of the breath moving in and moving out. Imagining the color green emanating from this space as you breathe. And the element is air. So as we let our breath and the air element move through our heart space, just begin to gather the wisdom from the heart to let that move through the rest of your body. So our heart space, as you just continue to let the breath move up the body, once it makes the way to the crown, you let your breath wash back down and over through your body, sending that energy of the heart through all the spaces and places in you. So the heart is the gateway to our soul. It's this place symbolically that represents having marriage vows to ourselves, committing to ourselves to stay in harmony, to keep our emotional energy in balance, and to take care of our own needs. So this is the space of giving and receiving love and really nurturing that love. So it's inviting us to nurture ourselves when we are strong as well as when we are weak. It's a place to promise ourselves that we will always explore and take care of our needs. And this is an invitation for us to be the best partner to ourselves, to be the partner to ourselves that we desire in someone else, starting to give ourselves what we desire. So the color is green, the element is air. With the element of air, it can blow whatever our emotions are, the energy of the messengers that we are receiving, it can blow them and move them through our body so that we can gather the wisdom from them. But that invites us to be with all the emotions, even the harder ones, so that we can invite love into those spaces too and meet ourselves wholly and fully. So as you have your heart space opened right now to receive from the expansive sky above you, as well as continuing to breathe in the nurturing of the earth below you, just begin to start to set your intentions for this class and this evening. As you breathe in, let that intention fill your heart space and drop into your mind to return to. If your mind begins to wander, it can be the vehicle to bring you back to this moment, your mantra or your intention. And the mantra I will return to throughout class is, I am a vessel of love. I am a vessel of love. I promise to love myself always. So let's take the next 2 breaths here on the block with our heart expanding. Just feel even more openness and let it travel out through your fingertips if they're open to the side. Now, if the back of the head isn't supported, just barely lifting up the back of the head, tucking the chin, and then we're all going to roll off of our blocks and just come onto our spine. So remove the blocks from behind you and then come back to your back. So once you get those blocks out, come in onto your spine and then draw your knees in and just begin to rock side to side. Begin to circle those knees together as you hold each corresponding knee. Let the knees circle together. And then reverse your circle. So now still the rocking, let's bring our arms back to the letter T, open up wide, let that heart expand on the earth. Now exhale, let the knees drift to the right and pause. As your knees are drifting to the right, let the gaze drop over to the left and look towards the fingertips. Now begin to feel the shoulder blades softening towards the earth to anchor you here. And now with your inhale, draw the gaze up and the knees up, engaging the core. Exhale, let the knees fall to the left. And then the gaze gently drifts to the right. Now feel the shoulder blades softening towards the earth again. Feel the energy from your heart expanding. I am a vessel of love. So on your inhale, draw the gaze up and the knees up, bringing everything back to the center. Now we're going to draw our knees open to the side as the soles of the feet come together. So it's like our heels are right above our groin area. And then we're going to go ahead and draw the hands up to the sky, and let's interlock the hands. We're going to come into that Charlie's Angel Mudra. So interlock the fingers, except the pointer finger. Just point that one out to the sky. And now let's send the fingertips between the legs and the heels. And as we inhale, we're going to lift our head, pushing our fingertips between our ankles or between our legs and our heels, and then back down. So inhale, draw everything in and up, squeeze and point through the legs, and then back down. So we're going to lift the head and lower the head, engaging those transverse abdominals. And continue to breathe. I know some of us have already done some core work. I'm just going to add a little bit extra. Last two. And last one. And now release the hands, draw the knees back to the center, and rock again, side to side. And now find stillness and grab behind the thighs. We're going to begin to roll forward and back, rocking forward and back. And when you're ready to come up, we're going to find balance on our seat bones into our, we're rocking both, but once you're ready, you can find your balance on your seat bones. Nice tall spine, draw the heart towards the thighs. Engage the core, breathe here. Keep breathing, maybe release your hands from the thighs, keep the core engaged. The moment the core releases, let your feet come back to the earth. And now exhale, let the feet come down, and we'll sit up tall and just wrap your hands around your knees and let the head pull down towards the knees. And now feel the space in the back of the heart as the shoulder blades soften open. Breathe through the back of the heart space. And now slowly inhale, roll your head up, stack your head, heart, and hips. We're going to sit up tall, and then we're going to reach our arms forward in space. So as we exhale, we're going to draw that right elbow back as if we've got a bow, and now release the arrow forward. So exhale, now draw the left elbow back, and then release the bow, let that arrow fly. So giving yourself the love and sending it out, receiving and giving. I am a vessel of love. So every time you come up, you're releasing that arrow of love, and you're letting it fly out to the world or to who needs it most. Let's do two more each side. Finishing up on that last time each side. And then slowly release the hands, and let's lengthen those legs forward. So send the feet forward, and let's bounce the knees a few times and begin to find flexion through the feet. We're going to move some of that fluff out from under us. So now just kind of rock side to side, move the fluff out from under you to anchor your tailbones or your seat bones in. And let's draw the palms next to the hips. Press down through the hips and then flex through the feet. Nice L-shaped position. So breathe here as we sit tall. And now let's slowly inhale, reach up with the hands, reaching high to the sky. You can bring some softness through the legs. Let's exhale the right hand to meet the earth, reach over to the side. And now glue that left hip ring down. Now feel even more opening through the left side. And now let that inhale bring you up to the sky, reach it high, and then exhale, left hand meets the earth and reach over. As the elbow begins to bend, let the right fingertips reach over. Now glue the right hip ring down. On your next inhale, reach it high up to the sky. We're going to revolve over to the right. Let the hand soften down to the outer thigh, to the earth behind you. And now soften the shoulders and lift from the crown of your head. Let the inhale lengthen you higher. Let the exhale twist you from the navel center. Inhale, growing taller. Exhale, I am a vessel of love. So now keeping your body as it is, just release the gaze over the front shoulder, looking towards your toes. And now we're going to begin to cross the limbs. So now release the rear hand, cross it over on top. Keep your arms crossed and exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees and guide your hands forward as you fold forward. So let the knees be very soft. And as you exhale, you can gradually let the legs get a little bit longer. Now feel the whole back body lengthening out as you breathe. And now slowly begin to trace your thighs and your legs as you draw your hands back, and then just inhale up, reaching your hands back up to the sky. Keep the nice long legs. Exhale, revolve to the left. Let the hands soften to the outer left thigh and the earth behind you. So keep the spine lifting tall. Keep the breath moving in and out. Continue to give and receive. Breathing in, I'm a vessel of love. Exhaling, I promise to love myself always. Take another full inhale and exhale here. Breathing in, inhale, lengthening, exhale, twisting from the navel. And now keep your arms as they are. Just release the gaze. Look over your front shoulder and look towards your toes. And now slowly release the rear hand, cross it over on top, crossing at the elbows or forearms, and then slowly bend the knees, walk your hands forward, reaching down the legs. Let the exhale lengthen out the legs even just a little bit. So our heart is the center between the upper and the lower chakras. It's that balancing point. And it's for us to stay centered in self. So now slowly trace your legs, bring your hands back, and we'll slowly draw your hands back up to the sky. And then let the hands come behind you, and you can point your fingertips away or point your fingertips towards your glutes or come to your fist. You have two options. You can come into your full plank or bend the knees, and you can start with your reverse table position, just lifting your hips up to the sky. Or if you want to do your full plank, keep your legs long and just lift the hips to the sky. So the gaze can keep looking forward, or you can also look up. Continue to breathe, honoring where you're at is beautiful. Judgment blocks the flow of love. So when we get into the space of judgment, we're blocking the love that we desire. So as we exhale, let the hips come down, breaking through that judgment that we may have. And now slowly cross our feet at our ankles and let's press ourselves forward. So now that we're here, we're going to do a little bit of a flow today to open up that heart space. So let's sink back to child's pose. And then walk your hands forward. Let the forehead find the earth. Let's pause here in child's pose for a few breaths. And let's take a moment to just gently rock our forehead side to side. So child's pose is a great pose if you're in anxiety. It's a great pose to soothe your nervous system. So you can come to this space and rock your forehead, letting go of all those anxious thoughts into the earth below you. And then let your head come to stillness and breathe. So we're going to move from our child's pose to that extended arm cobra. And I'll mirror it in just a moment. But if that does not feel good for you, then you can go to your cat and cow in tabletop position. So when you're ready, on your inhale, slowly inhale, lifting up, drawing your body up, and then let your hips fall towards the earth, keeping the arms long. And then just exhale, sink back to child's pose. So you're just moving forward and back. And remember, if this doesn't feel good and you don't want to be here or you want to go down to your forearms in between, that's beautiful. You can also do your tabletop with your cat-cow. If it feels better to come to your forearms as you come down, that's beautiful too. Find your version of this where we just start to open up the front of the heart and the back of the heart, as well as the hips. Breathing into the low back as well, breathing into the belly as you come forward. So just move forward and back 2 more times each direction, and then we're all going to meet back in child's pose. On that last time, just meet here in child's pose and let yourself rest again. And as you're back in child's pose, let's spread our hands as wide as we can. Plant the palms in and open the fingers wide like a superwoman flying in the sky. Now slowly let the fingertips melt down. Shine the index fingers forward and spread the thumbs wide. Now slowly inhale, lift up, flexing the feet. We're going to begin to lift the hips slowly to the sky into our downward dog. And we're going to start to pedal out those heels one at a time. So just march out those heels. And as always, we work from the ground up. So begin to bring your awareness to your hands and notice where you're pressing in your hands. Can you press a little bit more through the thumb, index finger side of the palm? Can you gently turn those elbow creases just a little forward as those outer arm bones begin to turn down towards the earth? Feel the shoulders plug in. Now feel the low bottom ribs pull in. So when you're ready, come to stillness with the legs. We're going to slowly bend the knees, draw them back to the earth. So coming back to kind of our table position with our hands in front of our shoulders. We're going to walk our arms forward, bringing our heart to the earth. This is our puppy dog pose. So keep your hips over the knees. Slowly lower your heart toward the earth. Your forehead might reach or not. Now feel the heart opening to the earth beneath you and the wisdom that's there. So now soften the elbows. As the elbows come to the earth, walk your arms back so you can press yourself back up. All right, so now coming back to down dog. So walk your hands, at least one hand print forward in front of the shoulders. Flex the feet, lift the hips. Find your downward dog. We're going to start to look between our hands. So really bend your knees and look between your hands. Take your step, take your walk, take your hop to get to your forward fold. So once you're at your front of your mat, if you notice you left your blocks at the back of your mat, go grab them and bring them up front, because I did it too. And that's only if you need them. And then just be in your forward fold. Let the legs be really soft as the knees are really generously bent. Let the elbows be heavy as the hands maybe hold the elbows and you gently rock a little side to side. I am a vessel of love. Let that wisdom drop down from your heart into your mind. So now let's find stillness and drop our hands to meet the earth. We're going to inhale into our active back extension, L-shaped position. So inhale, fingertips trace the shins, plug into the shins, L-shaped body, navel to the spine. So now bend at the knees, draw the arms to the letter T, engage the core, draw your body up. Upward hand salute, draw the pinkies towards one another, and maybe a little mini back bend, leaning gently back. Keep the hips forward. And then slowly exhale, lower the hands to the heart space. And let's do a little rock forward and back to find our center point. So let your body be the guide for your heart today. Let your body show you the way. So now once you find your center point, anchor in the 4 corners of your feet, spread your toes, lift them high if you can. And now plant them in, beginning at the pinky toe, ending at the big toe, one at a time, keeping the space between the toes. Now lifting up through the inner arches, feeling the inner thighs spiral in and back. Now feel the pelvis lift to the navel. And we're going to slowly lift up that right heel. we're gonna start to turn it open and we're gonna find our tree pose. So we can bring our foot inside of the calf, inside of the thigh, or just bring your ankle above or below the knee. I love that one. Or just keep your foot on the earth. That's beautiful too. So now envision that you are a beautiful tree of love. And now maybe your branches begin to spread, to let the love spread out to the world. And now as you're being the vessel of love that you are, just allow that breath to meet your body. Find your focal point or keep your eyes closed. So now maybe just slowly bring your hands back to your heart to seal in the love that you are. So we gave it, now we need to receive it. Now draw that knee forward, turn your knee forward, and we're gonna step back to warrior one. So we're gonna take that smaller step back. Rear toes turned out to about 2 and those hips are shining forward. So now let's bring our hands into that Charlie's Angel Mudra again with that index finger shining up. And then slowly send the fingertips up to the sky and soften the shoulders down. So keep those hips square forward with the front edge of your mat. And now breathe into the space. We're going to stay in our warrior one and draw the hands back to the heart. Let's bring them back, noticing how they're interlocked. Which thumb is over the other? Notice. All right, unlock the hands and now draw them behind our back body. Interlock the fingers, charge the knuckles down the tail, look up to the sky, open the heart wide. Envisioning that color green emanating from your heart up to the sky. I am a vessel of love. So maybe you want to stay here, or maybe you are so humbled by this love you wish to fold forward. So now let the gaze soften, lower the hands, hinge at the hips, let the heart be held by that left thigh, and then maybe let the head be heavy and reach the arms back to the sky. So that might challenge the balance, so just being mindful. If you need a little wider stance, you can widen the stance a little bit. Take one more full breath here. Now let the hands come to the low back, unlock the hands, bring them to the earth. If you're upright, we're gonna just grab our blocks and frame our front foot. And then we're gonna step that rear foot back and align it with the hip. So now the foot should be aligned with the hip, which is your track. All right, let's lower that knee down, relax the foot back. And now we're gonna come up to that higher setting on the blocks or to our fingertips, whatever we need. So let's just slowly bring our energy up. And then we're gonna draw that left hip back, right hip forward. So they should be square with the front of our mat. All right, so now let that on, maybe reach up. Now exhale into goalpost arms, spread that love even wider. Now breathe here in this space as you receive the love that you are. Keep awareness on that front knee so it stays aligned over the ankle. Breathe further and deeper here. Now let's expand that love out, touch down when you need. Reach the arms even wider out to the side. And now as we gave all that love away, let's bring it into our heart space, receive it, and look back forward. So now we're going to start to revolve. So that right hand can come to the earth, or you can keep your hands here and slowly revolve towards that left knee. Maybe stay high or draw that outer elbow to the outer thigh. And now let your breath meet you in this space. Touch down when you need, honor your body. Now feel your breath filling your lungs as your belly presses into the thigh. Now slowly lift the elbow up if it's down, slowly return back forward, take your time, and then bring your hands to the blocks. We're gonna exhale, sink our hips back. Try to keep your spine tall and maybe flex that front foot. So you'll walk your blocks back so that they're underneath the shoulders more and we have a nice tall spine. So now just draw that right hip a little further forward and feel the left hip drawing back. You should feel that in the back of that left leg. So if you want to go even deeper, you just walk your blocks a little further forward and that will let you go deeper and you don't even have to bend your spine. So now slowly begin to soften the front knee. Take your time, soften the front knee. Walk your hands back forward. Now we're going to slowly flex the rear foot, lifting up the knee. All right, we're going to walk our hands forward because we're going to be that balancing point like our heart is. And we're going to shift the weight forward onto the blocks or onto our hands into our warrior three. So flexing through the rear foot, turn the toes down towards the earth. Feel as if you're hugging the big toe towards the inner thigh, like that direction. So now decide, do you want to keep your hands on the blocks or do you want to start to reach them? Maybe out to the side and work on that balance. Or not. Your hands also can reach back to your hips, they can reach forward, or they can stay where they are. Keep hugging the big toe towards the inner thigh. Keep the hips square with the earth. So we're going to go even deeper into our needle pose. So then we're going to bring our hands to the earth and then draw the toes up to the sky. So now we're doing like a standing splits position. So now breathe here and maybe circle that leg or that ankle that's in the sky. Circle it the other direction. You can slowly lower down that right leg. We're going to draw the right leg behind the left leg. So I know that's going to take a little bit of time. Bring your hands to the blocks. Keep your knees bent. So now try to draw those pinky toes a little closer to one another. Mine don't touch, but just closer. And now let's rock that right hip forward and back. So your legs are crossed. We're just going to rock that right hip forward and back. The right leg is behind the left. Last rock, forward and back. And then find stillness and gently uncross that right ankle. Walk your blocks back underneath the shoulders. And then you can remove the blocks and find your forward fold. Let the head be heavy and long. And rock. Now coming back to stillness. Release your hands to the earth. On your inhale, L-shaped position, monkey pose, fingertips to the shins, L-shaped body. Slowly draw the hands out to the letter T, bending the knees, engaging the core, draw your body up, upward hand salute, pinkies come towards one another, mini back bend. And now exhale, bring the hands back together into the heart space. And make any adjustments with your feet, maybe rock a little forward and back so you can find your center point again. We're using our body as the metaphor for our heart today. So once you find your center point, split the toes, spread them wide, and then plant them in one at a time. You can reverse starting at the big toe, going to the pinky toe. That one's really hard for me though. So now lift your inner arches. All right, let's slowly lift up that left heel. Decide where your tree is going to be on this side. Turn your knee open. Maybe the foot stays there on the earth or the ankle comes above, below the knee. The foot can stay outside of the foot, or the left foot can go outside of the right foot too on the earth if that feels supportive. So find a focal point, something stationary in front of you to keep your gaze, keep your drishti upon. So if you feel stable and you want to add on, maybe you expand your branches to give a little more love away. Let your branches expand. Be the vessel of love that you are. Breathe here and stay rooted into the nurturing love of the earth beneath you. Feel yourself expanding into the sky above you. Letting them meet in the middle of you, holding both in that heart space. So now let's bring that into the heart space, receiving that love that we give away. Plant it into the heart. And now let's turn that knee forward. And then we're going to step back to warrior one. So step your foot back, turn your toes out to about 10 o'clock this time. So your feet should be aligned with your tracks. Your hips are your tracks. And now just a soft bend in that front knee. Hips are square with the front of the mat. And now let's interlock into the Charlie's Angel Mudra again. So index finger shining up. Now charge those fingers up to the sky if that would feel good. And as the fingers reach high, let the shoulders soften down so that we're not wearing our shoulders as earrings. Now send the energy down through the rear heel. Feel the energy move through the rear heel, keeping you anchored here. Reminding you of the warrior of love that you are. And now slowly exhale, softening the gaze, softening the hands to the heart. Let's unlock the hands and bring them back behind us. And now find that weird interlock of the hands. Charge the knuckles down the tail, lift the heart to the sky again. Feel the shoulder blades drawing together on the back body. Imagining that color green emanating from your heart space. So remember, you can always stay here, but maybe you want to humble yourself in your warrior now. Let the gaze soften, let the hands soften to the tail, slowly hinge at the hips, let the right side of your chest be held by the right thigh, and then charge the hands back to the sky. Keep your awareness in that rear heel. If you are folding forward, keep you rooted and centered here. I am a vessel of love. And now melt the hands back to the back, unlock the fingers, and if you're up, we're gonna come on down to grab your blocks. And then we're gonna step that left foot back, turning the toes into alignment with that left hip. And then let's lower down that knee and relax the toes back. All right, so let's come to that higher setting if we're using our blocks. And let's square off those hips. So we're gonna draw that right hip back, left hip forward. Check the front knee, make sure it's aligned over that ankle, and then decide if you want to come up even more. So maybe start with the hands there at the heart. Maybe let the hands reach up to the sky a little bit. Send your love up to the sky. And now let's catch the love as we move into goalpost arms. I know just challenging ourselves by moving our arms can be enough. So now feel that love from your heart go through your elbows. And now we're going to expand that love even further out to the fingertips, lengthen them out to the letter T. Expand your fingers wide too. Honor you. So now draw the hands back to the heart, plant that love in to the heart space, and now decide how you want to revolve. Left hand can come to the earth. Keep your hands here at the heart and gently revolve towards that right knee. Stay high or plant that outer elbow into the outer thigh. Now let the belly press into the thigh. And remember, if you're not stable with the hands off of the earth, just keep that left hand there and reach on the earth and then reach the right hand high. And now if the elbow is down, let's draw it up and then slowly return back forward, return the hands down to the blocks. Now we'll sink our hips back. Exhale, extend the front leg, keep the back long, walk the blocks back under the shoulders and flex the front foot. So now we're drawing the right hip back, left hip gently forward. So now if you wish to go deeper, you can just walk your blocks even a little bit further forward, keeping that spine tall as you can, letting the energy go out through the crown. So keeping the neck aligned with the back. Everybody looks good. Breathe here. Breathe here. And now let's slowly begin to hinge forward. Bend the front knee, slowly walk your blocks forward. Then we're going to flex that rear foot, lifting up that rear knee. Breathe here. We're going to get ready to move to warrior three. So we're going to walk our blocks, our hands forward. We're going to shift the weight to that front leg and then lift up that rear leg, flexing the foot, pressing through the heel. Now draw the inner thighs towards one another, squaring the hips with the earth. Now begin to experiment with your hands. Maybe you come to your fingertips. Maybe you experiment with one hand coming off or both. Find your balancing point. Let the block support you when you need. And then we're going to go even further. So bending, softening your supporting leg. Let's bring our hands to the earth into our needle pose. So let the hands come down and then reach the left toes to the sky. This is where you can circle that left ankle. Both directions. Take another breath here, feeling the lengthening from the earth to the sky. And slowly exhale, begin to draw the left foot behind the right, trying to bring the pinkies towards one another. Bring your blocks in if you have them. Come to the higher setting. And now we're going to rock our hips. So bring your hands under your shoulders. Now rock your hips, the left hip forward and then draw back. We're rocking forward and back. Just rocking your hips, wagging your tail. I am a vessel of love. That's rocking forward and back. Then still the rock, uncross the left foot. Let's bring the hands back under the shoulders and hang here in your forward fold. You can use the blocks or not. And now find stillness. We're going to slowly step the left foot back again. And we're going to pivot both feet so we're in our straddle position. So once you step the left foot back, yogi stroll to the long edge of your mat so you're in your straddle position. And now let's be that balancing point. Let's come to our fingertips, L-shaped body. So you're kind of in the L shape with your spine nice and tall. So now bring your arms to the letter T, engaging the core, breathing here. Feel the outer edges of your feet anchor you here. So now exhale, lower the right hand to the earth, left hand reaches high to the sky. Now slowly release the gaze back to the earth, lower the left hand parallel to the earth, and then inhale, engage the core, draw the right arm parallel to the earth, back to the letter T. Breathe here, nice tall spine. Exhale, lower the left hand or fist to the earth, reach the right hand high. Exhale, lower the right hand down, both hands to the earth. You choose where you wish to go now. You can reach your hands forward. You can reach your hands through your legs behind you. You can walk to one side and then the other. I invite you to explore what might feel good for you here. So let's be here for like 2 more breaths. And then if you're moving, coming to the center, find your center point. All right, we're going to come back to our fingertips. So hands are under the heart, come up to your fingertips. Let's draw the arms to the letter T as you inhale, engage the core, draw your arms out. And now inhale up to the sky, reach it high into the letter Y. And now exhale, lower the hands down. We're going to just draw our heels in. So we're going to draw the heels in so the toes are turned out. All right, so now we're going to come into those goalpost arms again, and we're going to sink down into our goddess pose. So just sinking our hips back and down. Yep, just sinking back and breathing here. Keep the heart up. So you have options. You could stay just as we are. If you wish to add on, we're going to lift one calf at or lift one heel at a time. Well, it is working the calves. And then exhale that heel, lift the other heel. Let's do that a couple more times, lifting one heel at a time, alternating. Just noticing how that feels as you lift. Finishing up one more time, and then you have the option to add on. So you can continue alternating or lift both heels.
Wow.
I know, challenging the balance, breathe here. And now exhale, lower the heels down, inhale, extend up to the sky. We're gonna come down a couple of times. So exhale, goddess pose, elbows bend, knees bend, hips sink back. Inhale, lengthen, let her Y, let her V with the legs. Exhale, soften. So we're being that balancing point between the earth and the sky, letting our hearts guide us, letting that love shine out of us. Let's do just two more, reaching up and sinking down. Last time. We'll all end here in our goddess pose. And now soften the hands to meet the thighs. And now we're just going to do a little shimmy. So shimmy one shoulder further forward than the other. Just do a little shimmy, releasing your shoulders. Last shimmy. And then come back to the center. Inhale, lengthen up to the sky. We're going to go ahead, turn both feet in, and then heel toe our feet in. All right, beautiful. So let's all turn to the front edge of our mat. We'll turn back forward. And we're going to take our forward fold to find your final forward fold. Wag your tail one last time. And then we're going to bend at our knees, and we're going to come down to our shins on our knees. So let's come into that table position. Bring it in here with me. And then we're going to walk our hands forward into our kneeling plank. And we're not doing more core work, but we are going to do a little tricep work. So now turn those index fingers forward. All right, so now we're going to hug the elbows into the body as we come down and then back up. We're just doing a couple of tricep push-ups, coming down and back up. And if you wish to stay down, keep your belly down on the earth. Maybe two more. Actually, three more. And that last one, see if you can hover right above the earth and pause and be there, keeping those elbows hugging in as if they're magnetized together. And now come all the way down. Let the belly rest. Let the forehead rest. Reach the toes down the back edge of the mat. So now draw the elbows one at a time underneath your shoulders. So let's make that number 11 with our forearms. Relax the glutes, so soften the glutes, wiggle your hips. And now let's look back over one shoulder at a time. Inhale forward, exhale, look over the other shoulder. All right, let's come back center and exhale, open the elbows, create a pillow with your hands to rest your forehead upon. So if you have your blocks next to your chest, go ahead and move them up to the front edge of your mat so they're not in your way. So we're going to open up to the sides. All right, you guys, I know we've done this before. It's always confusing, but we're going to do it again. So now let's reach our arms forward like we're super women. We're going to lift up that right armpit. And then we're going to thread the left arm underneath the right armpit. So the left hand's going to go right underneath it. Yep, turn the palm up to the sky if you can. Now draw that right knee up to the side and then slowly peel that right arm open. So now you should be looking up to the sky with that right knee bent over your body with the hips stacked. So now breathe in as you expand. I am a vessel of love. Now slowly draw that left arm back to the front edge of your mat. We're going to peel that right arm back over our heart and then slowly lengthen out the right leg, draw it alongside of the left, come back to your belly and then reach both arms long. You get it? Now we got the other side. So now lift up the left armpit, thread the right arm underneath, turn the right palm up, and then draw the left knee up. All right, now heel open the left arm, spiral open. So now you're looking up to the sky with that knee bent again and the hips stacked. Now as you're breathing, feel the color green emanating from every fiber and cell of your being. As you are giving and receiving love with every breath you take. Now begin to draw that right arm up to the front edge of your mat. Peel the left arm back as you lengthen the left leg out. Come back to your belly. And then we're going to rest our head again on the pillow with our hands. And then we're going to draw that right knee up and open. So we're doing that kind of fallen down tree pose now. I'm going to come around as long as everybody's okay. Are you okay if I do adjustments? Okay. So just let your body be here. I'm going to come around and make subtle adjustments and gently soften your hip lower to the earth. So as you're here, let your heart soften towards the earth. And as you're here, let your breath fill your heart with nourishment and nurturing from the earth below you. Now just breathe here and be here. For these last two breaths, just notice how this right hip feels opening to the earth. Now, when you're ready, slowly begin to draw that right knee down, lengthen out the leg alongside the left, and pause and just notice the right versus the left. Now, on the next inhale, slowly draw that left knee up and open, coming out to about a 90-degree bend at the knee, a 90-degree bend at the ankle. And now inviting that left hip to open even more as you're in your fallen down tree. Once again, continue to let that breath move in and out through your heart space, giving the love to the earth, receiving the nurturing from the earth. You happen to be looking one direction. If you want to switch your gaze, go ahead. Just lift your head only enough. Just take 2 more breaths here. Take another full inhale. And as you exhale, slowly lengthen out the left leg along the right. Take that moment to pause. And then gently draw the toes up to the sky as you bend your knees and just windshield wiper those legs side to side to invite the front of the thighs and the hips to further soften to meet the earth. So now let the legs come back to the center. Slowly lengthen the legs back out. And now draw the big toes together and let the heels fall gently wide. So now we're going to stay here for Shavasana. If you feel called and you want to move to your back or something else, you have permission to follow your body. And now with every breath you take, just start to feel your body getting even heavier. Good job listening. As your body gets heavier and sinks deeper, just feel the buoyancy of your heart being held. Perhaps you can even feel your heart beating as if you're hearing the heart beating of Mother Earth beneath you that you're connected to. As you're breathing in, let your heart, let your body breathe in that nurturing, receiving it, filling up with it. And then as you exhale, giving it back into the earth, sending that love right back out. Just let your body rest. Let your body be held as you invite your body to soften and be supported even more. See if there's any final doing you can let go of to be here now. And surrender down. Letting yourself be the vessel of love that you are. Knowing that your being is already enough. Maybe as you let the front body soften all the way down, feel the mid body softening further down. Now feel the back body softening into the mid body. It's as if even the skin wants to soften. So let the skin now let go and soften down to the bones. Now imagine that I am pulling over a blanket of nourishment, nurturing, and love over you so that you are surrounded in the love that you are. Now imagine you're breathing in the color green from the earth beneath you, letting that fill you from your head to your toes. Take some full deep breaths, sealing in our practice, inviting you to remember to be the best partner to yourself, partner that you desire to have in your life. Start to be that for yourself. Make a commitment to marry yourself and be your own best friend. Learning that we cannot give what we do not have, so we create it so that we can give even more away. So for those of us that are on our bellies, let's turn our toes back to the long edge or to the short edge of our mat. Turn them back in space. Now slowly bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And then we're going to slowly press back to child's pose and pause there. Breathe into the back body. Breathe into the belly as it fills and meets the thighs. And then slowly bring your hands by your heels. Take a moment to just gently massage your feet, your foundation. Thank your feet for all the balance work. Feel the back of the heart opening as the shoulder blades spread wide. Now let your hands be soft. We're going to inhale, lifting our head, slowly rolling up, lifting our arms at the same time, circling the arms overhead, creating that aura of green around us. Draw the hands together and now breathe that in. Stop at the crown or at the forehead. I am a vessel of love. And now bring your hands to your lips. I promise to love myself. And now bring your hands to your heart, sealing in the love that you are. Let's lower our gaze to meet our heart as we breathe in. I am love. And from my heart to your heart, namaste, my friends. Namaste. Thank you guys. You're welcome.
I like my little love blanket.
Really like the love blanket. Thank you guys. Oh, you got two. I didn't know